Hi, my name's Debbie, and I'm here to tell you about a flood I had in my home about a month ago. I know I Googled, but I don't know if I mean, how would I know what to Google is what I wonder. And I think how I knew is because I called a friend first, because we just had a flood at my dental office like 2 weeks before that I found. And I called my boss and I'm like, my house flooded, what do I do? And she goes, here, I'll give you this number. And I called them and they're like, we don't do 24-hour restoration. So I'm like, okay. So I went online, I grabbed my computer, which was like in water, but high enough up to where it still worked. And I put it on my counter and Googled 24-hour flood restoration. And I saw Orange. I was happy that Mike and Kaven were there, because I felt like someone's going to help me, because I don't know what to do. I have no idea. I was thinking, I don't think I have enough towels or rags for this, because I didn't really know what would happen. You know, I had no idea. And so I started asking a lot of questions. I don't know if I asked more questions than most people, but I felt like I got all my questions answered, and very patiently, because I had a million of them and I never stopped asking them, probably for the first hour. I think I was asking about like what was going to happen to the water, like where it would go, and you know, just everything, because I didn't know anything about this. I had no idea when they told me they were going to cut open the walls, like why that would happen. I mean, mold never even entered my mind. I had no idea that, you know, until later on when people said, oh yeah, I had that at my house too, and that's what they do. But I had no idea, because I never talked to anyone about that before this happened to me. So I learned everything about what has to happen, and they were really good at explaining everything to me about cutting open all the walls everywhere and telling me what things were called. I never knew about toe kicks or those things. Never knew about that. And you know, and then about the fans. You know, I learned about the fans and drying up taking out the insulation, drying the insulation. Most people probably would be like me, and they would have no idea like who to call when this happens. And you know, I hadn't ever talked to anybody about it before, but you know, I work at a dental office, and so a lot of people have heard me talking. And so now they might be like, oh, I remember that girl at my dentist office had a flood. So they might call and say, hey, who did you use? And I would recommend Orange Restoration.